In this topic, we'll learn about money exchange. The exchange rate is the rate at which one currency will be exchanged for another. We will use the Singapore dollar as the base currency, and these are the currency of other countries. At the money changer, you will often see these two columns here. The word "we" actually stands for the money changer. For instance, the money changer will give you $1 for every 2.72 Malaysian ringgit that you have, because they are buying the Malaysian ringgit from you and they are giving you the Singapore dollars. And they will sell you the Malaysian ringgit for 2.64 Malaysian ringgit for every $1 that you give them. So if we are going overseas and we are the customers for the money changer, we are only interested in this column here, which represents the amount of foreign currency that you will get for every 1 Singapore dollar that you exchange with the money changer. Let's look at an example here. The rate of exchange between the Singapore dollar and the Australian dollar is 1 Singapore dollar equals to 0.91 Australian dollar. And the exchange rate between the Australian dollar and the Korean won is 1 Australian dollar equals to 925.53 Korean won. We are asked to calculate the amount of Singapore dollars needed to buy a handbag that costs 36,000 Korean won. So, for the Korean won, we have the exchange rate with the Australian dollar, and therefore we will use these exchange rates here. Now, the handbag costs 36,000 Korean won, and we are asked to find how many Australian dollar this is. So let's first find 1 Korean won by dividing both sides by 925.53. And this will give us the amount of Australian dollar for 1 Korean won. To find 36,000 Korean won, we will multiply both sides by 36,000. And 36,000 Korean won is equals to 38.8966 Australian dollars. So 38.8966 Australian dollar is how much Sing dollars? Because we are asked to find the amount of Sing dollars needed. We will use this exchange rate here, and we are given that the bag is 38.8966 Australian dollars now. To convert this to Singapore dollars, let us first find the amount of Singapore dollars for 1 Australian dollars by dividing both sides by 0.91. And 1 Australian dollar will give us this amount of Singapore dollars. To find 38.8966 Australian dollars, we will multiply both sides by 38.8966. And therefore, the amount of Singapore dollars needed will be $42.74 rounded off to 2 decimal places. What this means is that 36,000 Korean won is 38.8966 Australian dollars. And 38.8966 Australian dollar is 42.74 Singapore dollars. And that's all for this topic.